I need to shave. Oof. Good morning. Share to groups. Okay, I can't share there. I can't share there. There. It's so funny to me that some I can't and some I can. Make sure that I'm not upsetting anybody. Don't want to end up in Facebook jail. How is everybody? Good morning. I hope you guys are doing good. It's Monday morning. Pulling a card for the day for Monday, April 9th, or April 8th, I should say. I'm a day ahead of myself. Let's see. Let me post this to the Facebook business page. Give me one moment, please. Whoops. How did everybody sleep? Hopefully well. I slept a little bit better than I have been in the past few days. Let's just say that. Why is it not letting me? Oh, there we go. Okay, that's working. So technologically challenged, guys. It's not even funny. Share this to a page. I think that worked. I should be live now on the business page too. Close this down so you don't hear all those dingings. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Janice. Good morning, Jamie. I think you might have come and gone already. I hope you know you're there. Good morning. So I'm up. I'm up. Okay. I woke up at 4 again this morning. And I kind of refused to stay up. So I went back to bed and I was able to sleep for until about just before 7, but it was like really broken sleep. It was like weird. My brain is going crazy, like just chattering. It's so strange. I mean, I've always had like sort of a busy brain, but I mean, just chattering about pure and complete nonsense. I think at like one point, share was in my mind, like pets and share, like, you know, ooh, share, like, do you believe in love? Share. I'm like, what? I even had to like look at my, you know, step back from myself somehow in my dream and be like, what the hell was that about? But anyways, whatever. It is what it is. So it is Monday morning, the 8th. I'm going to pull a card for today and see where we're at. Hopefully, things will be good. I don't know how your guys' day was yesterday. We did have that hangman card for the beginning of the week. So just as a little reminder, if you weren't dealing with a large decision yesterday or feeling like you're stuck between two possibilities or maybe 3 or 4 different possibilities that seemed very important or, decision feeling extremely final, that sort of a thing, feeling very epic. You might still be in that energy a little bit today at the beginning of the week. or you might still be like fretting over those decisions. So, that's just a little reminder not to put too much on it. Let's see what the day brings today, what card's going on. Hey, Angela, good morning. Let's see what this card does today for us. Okay, so what I want to say about this shuffle is there is a fair amount of resistance today. It does feel like things could fall together if we allow it and we acknowledge it, but we need to allow it and acknowledge it, and then that will make things easier. But sometimes our brains won't allow us to. So we might find ourselves pushing harder or fighting against something more so than we really need to. But there is definitely going to be some resistance. So there's going to be some things that are going to jump in our path or show us, oh, no, it's not going to be that easy kind of thing. And then we're going to, react to that and sort of like want to push harder. But by the third shuffle, it felt like actually things were falling together kind of nicely. It was just, we needed to realize that, if that makes any sense. So maybe that's going to be for us later in the day. Maybe right now we're having a little rough go of it, getting up and getting our gears going and our coffee on and, planning our day out and thinking, oh, I don't want to do all this and, starting to push against that energy of resistance. But it looks to me like it will lighten up later in the day or with a few more attempts as we start to acknowledge that, hey, Kim Miller, welcome, first time here. Good morning from Canada. Thank you for the voice comment, Cooper. So just be prepared for that. If you find yourself bumping up against things today and you're kind of frustrated, that's okay. That's going to be normal. That's sort of what's expected. It feels like, it's how we react to it, how we choose to react to it. Things might actually fall together a little bit easier in the later part of the day because we might actually, lighten up or just become tired of fighting it. And we will find that it comes together a little bit more easy as we acknowledge that. All right, so the card for today. Ooh. So remember yesterday, and some of you can go to the YouTube channel and rewatch yesterday's video, which is what I do on Sundays, which is a 3-card spread. Each card represents like 2 or 3 days out of the week, so that it gives a little bit of variance for everybody that's watching these videos as to sort of what to kind of expect for the week, right? So not everybody's going to expect the exact same thing at the exact same time. So I do 3 cards, even though there's a 7-day week, because it gives like sort of each card like 2 to 3 days to kind of come through, or sometimes it's even only 1 day, and then somebody's moved on to the next sort of thing. But it gives a general overview of the energy of the week. And yesterday's first card for the beginning of the week, starting for Sunday, was the Hanged Man, which is, always feeling sort of restrained, feeling caught between some decisions, usually like giving much more like heavy importance to those decisions, that sort of thing, feeling frustrated and feeling caught up in somebody's stuff. There was also a big emphasis on it quite possibly being somebody else's stuff that we were dealing with and trying to hold space for them and find solutions for them within their situation. But I don't necessarily know that was going to help them. Now, today's card for this Monday, I don't want you guys to get upset, but it is the 8 of Cups, which is stagnation. Not a great card to want to kick off the week with, but it's okay. We sometimes need these moments to sort of teach us and remind us of that we can sort of overcome, that we can sort of persevere through, that we can find solutions and opportunities to get us beyond that. So if we find ourselves still sort of dealing with choices from that Hanged Man card, or the energy of that Hanged Man card, which is very possible because these cards are sort of representational of maybe the first day or two of each week. This could be it. This feeling is still sort of stuck in that the stagnation of trying to make that decision. I'm going to say this. It feels like old feelings are going to come up today. It feels like sadness might come up today for some of us. This card feels very emotional to me. Obviously, it is a Cups card, which deals with the emotions. So it signifies that it is going to be probably a little bit more a deeply emotional day for us today, reflective. And maybe, with it being stagnation, we might feel a little bit stuck. We might feel a little bit uh, needing to break free. And that also kind of ties into that Hangman card from yesterday. So whatever we're dealing with, whatever questions we're looking at, whatever things we're pondering, I think that, and this is again, I have to say too, with that Hangman card, I was feeling like there were some of you that were dealing with significant others that you loved very much that were more the effect of the decision that needed to be made, right? And the reason why I say this is when I look at this card, if you look down here, there's all this broken pottery down here, all the way around this. Like I see this pot here with these flowers in the center as us. I don't know if you guys can see that over on Facebook because of the glare. There's all this broken pottery down here. And what my intuition is telling me is it's like, I feel like we're dealing with some of the old sort of beliefs and old ways of like that we were taught, these, and that's where the stagnation becomes, oh no, I can't necessarily do that, or I can't choose that because I'm not going to be successful at that, or I can't do that because, that's just not what we do in my family kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like these broken pieces of pottery around this pot trying to sort of still grow and still have beauty is like old information, if that makes any sense, old belief systems, old sort of rote tapes that we have in our head that tell us, oh, you can't, or no, you can't make that decision, or oh, if it's in reference to another person, oh, he's not going to figure this one out because he fucked up so much the last time, blah 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 blah. So be aware of those things. I think I'm getting a cold, guys. I've been like coughing up phlegm for the last 2 days. Be aware of those things as we're working through today. And when we hear, this is always a good one, when we hear the idea of should, like I should do this, that's generally somebody else's information. That's like, I used to have a teacher that taught me in meditation that when you should on yourself, never should on yourself, basically. Because when you're shoulding, like, oh, I should do this, or they should do this, it's not necessarily your information or their information. It's you giving them your idea of what you think is best. So I just, I think to be aware that when we're doing that to ourselves or to other people, we're not necessarily always helping them. We're not necessarily always finding a solution for them. And sometimes when we look to have the solution found for us, we end up dealing with the same thing over and over again. So what we want to break free of this stagnation. We want to break free of these emotions. We want to become aware of the fact that they're there and acknowledge them and honor them and be open to them without resistance and allow them to sort of be there, but also allow ourselves to be aware that maybe they're a little bit outdated. Maybe they don't belong to us. Maybe we don't necessarily need them anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? And so we can let them go, and we can let them go in a way that's like sort of honorable and respectful, like thank them for having got us this far. The teachings of our parents or the teachings of whomever, thank you, it got me this far. But, today in this present moment, I am a different person. And so the rules have changed, the answers have changed, what I need has changed. All of those things are constantly evolving and changing, and that is okay. So I'm going to say this for Monday today, go easy on yourselves. Remember, I just want to say this pot is growing in the center, and it is strong and it's not broken, and there are flowers still growing within it. So there is a strength about us today, even if we do feel a little bit bogged down or a little bit plagued by our decisions that we may need to make. Don't worry, we can stay strong through this. We can get through this. We just need to sort of get clear on what it is that maybe we want, what it is that's our information, not the information of other people. What it is that's going to best sort of suit us and sort of break us free out of this sort of heaviness, this sort of this stagnation per se, that's going to let us grow more and let us, get further along to where we want to be. So I think that that is a good place to leave that. I hope you guys have had a good weekend, and I hope you guys will have a great weekend, a week to begin with. This, I don't want anybody to be afraid of this card. I don't think this card is a bad card per se. I just think it's actually sometimes a signifier or an awareness card for us to check in with our emotional selves and make sure that we're not stagnating, make sure that we're not getting stuck, make sure that we're not letting old and limited beliefs that aren't really, working for us lead us in directions that we don't really want to go, or in directions that we've already been, where we are repeating sort of the same mistakes and expecting different results. Does that make sense? So I think that this card is actually a benefit to us today. It might actually be the push that we need to make that decision that I saw sort of in yesterday's reading with the Hanged Man. It might be the push that we need to wake us up and jolt us out of our own feeling, to push through to getting to where we need to be, to getting to the other side, so that we don't have to sort of stew in our own stuff. Try not to let it get you down today. But if you do get down today, which is highly possible with this card, do not beat yourself up over it. Do not allow yourself to get dragged into it. It's not your fault. It's not, this is part of life. Life is not, all ups. It's ups and downs for a reason. So we need to sort of sometimes, emotionally check in and fluctuate and go through these things so that we can kind of, I don't know, what's the word, refine ourselves, refine our relationships to ourselves, refine our relationships to our emotions. So I think that this is not necessarily a bad card today. It's just maybe not going to be one of the, most lightest feeling of days. But like I did say, I did feel a lot of resistance in that shuffle, in the early part of the shuffle. Towards the end of the day, it felt like, things were coming together a little bit easier. So it should ease up later on in the day, once we've sort of, maybe come to terms with how we're feeling emotionally, and just allow ourselves that, and give yourself a little bit of a wiggle room to get unstuck. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in. Those of you on Facebook, all of my contact information. Hey, Kim Miller, I see you want to come in on the video. I'm not exactly sure why. All my contact information is pinned to the video. If you're interested in a personal reading, I do personal readings. They can be paid through PayPal. They're an hour long, and they're done either over the phone or on Facebook video. For those of you on YouTube, all my personal information, all my links to my business page on Facebook and that sort of thing, and ways to get a hold of me is linked in my About Me page. So please use that. If you're on Facebook and you are interested in being alerted, please subscribe, and follow me. Follow my personal page, because that's where I primarily post from, and then I repost it to my business page, because I'm not sure, I don't know why, but I can't run a live video from my business page on Facebook. Or just subscribe to my YouTube channel, which also should be in the instructions there. Thank you for You're Awesome, Kim Miller. I appreciate it. I very much appreciate it. Hey, good morning, Stephen. I don't know if I'm on early. I got on around 8, so you guys might be coming on a little late. Hey, Ducky, how are you? But you guys, I'm going to wrap up now. I've got a reading. I've actually got to read Carol, which I haven't seen Carol yet. Is she here? Hey, Belen. Yeah, I don't know. As far as feel better, Belen says feel better. I've just got this weird phlegm in my throat. I'm not sure. It might be allergies. I might be allergic to something here in Mexico that's blooming, because right now it's kind of bloom season. Everything wants to flower. So could just be allergies. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But anyway, so I'm going to sign off. If today is a little bit slow, heavy energy, that's okay. Just work your way through it. Work with it, not against it. Don't resist it. Just allow it. If you find times where you're feeling emotional, definitely like pull aside and find a quiet place where you can have your emotions and honor them and shed away the things that are no longer working for you. Okay, that might be the exact thing that we need to sort of free ourselves up from that hangman energy that we saw from yesterday that was hanging around us for the beginning of this week. Okay? All right. So you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye. You're welcome, Belen.